guys, welcome. My name is Emily. I'm Crafty Emily here, and I'm here for Flosstube. I think it's number 15. I'm rapidly losing count actually, so I'm here for my Flosstube. It's a week and a day since I last did one. It's now Friday. It's Friday the 12th. It's not Friday the 13th. It's Friday the 12th of February, mid-afternoon. So the light's quite good at the minute. So hopefully this is going to show nicely. I'm here to blabber on about cross stitch. Now I'm a blabberer. You will get a lot of chitty chatter from me. That's what I do, and thank you for coming back to listen to some more if you're back for some more. I've had some more new subscribers. It seems that we seem to be having a little Flosstube explosion. I don't know if there's an awful lot of new people suddenly discovering cross stitch finally after a whole year of being locked in our houses pretty much worldwide now. Yeah, there's a lot of cross stitch to be done. There's a lot of cross stitch to be done. The sun is just coming out and I've just totally washed out. Unbelievably, the sun is out. There it's going back in again, so the colour's getting better. We have still got the same 2 inches of snow that we have had here for a week, and it is just frozen solid now. It was weird. Robin said it was like powder snow that he'd expect up in Scotland to ski on, which we don't normally get, and it was like the air blew it around a lot, so it sort of collected up in corners and things, and then every time it was meant to be raining it snowed, and everyone else got rain and we got snow. I know down south from us have had a lot of snow, which is quite unusual for south of, well, here. For anybody who is new and hasn't sat through hours and hours and hours of my Flosstubes, there's no need to. Hi. I live right at the very tippy top of England. The borderline, if you've got United Kingdom there, the borderline is slanted. So in Newcastle side, it's quite a long way to Scotland, but at my side, I'm Carlisle side of Hadrian's Wall, essentially runs from coast to coast. So I'm essentially on Hadrian's Wall about here. So for us to get to Scotland, up to Gretna Green, where all the marriage houses still are, it's not very far from us. We're at the slopey end of the Scottish border end. So I'm right at the very top. So we get the weather and I live out in the Pennines, so I'm up in the hills. So I'll get up in a beautiful sunny morning and I'll drive down into the valley to go to work, or when I could take my children to school, take my kids to school, and we'd drive down into like fog and cloud and weather. We're up out of that. So anyway, I've already gone off piste. I'm 3 minutes in and I've already talked a load of nonsense. Thank you to anybody who watched my stitch with me, and my little knit with me, my little piggy. He's just there, still sitting on the scissor fob, which I'm still really pleased with. I've never used a scissor fob. Never realised that they were useful, and I haven't lost my scissors. I haven't lost my scissors since, so I'm really impressed with that. And I did already have, this was my first go at machine quilting. It's terrible. The pouch is lovely and my patchwork stripes were good, but the freehand machine quilting, yeah, I wasn't very good at that. Very good at hand quilting. Anyway, this pouch is full of beads, all sorts of goodies that I have been collating and collecting for I don't know how long. So most of these are going to be used to make said scissor fobs. I have got 3. I found 3, 2 ginger and 1 pink spotty pig. So there's 3 I can make straight away there. And I found an elephant. Is he in here too? I thought I popped him in here. There is a little pale, I don't know what I've done with him. Oh, he'll turn up. Pale silver elephant as well. My little hand elephant. It's knitted the same way, all in one piece, but then you go in and do the little ears. Anyway, 5 minutes in, let's see some cross stitch. So what I was doing in my Stitch With Me, which I assume is the first thing I've essentially done, is my Landscape 73, which is a circular design that I got on Etsy, and that's where I am with that. That's what I was stitching on the Stitch With Me, so I think I pretty much finished then. I haven't even finished the thread that I was working on, but that's coming along really, really lovely. I do like the colours in that very much. I love the shading in these trees here. Very nice. Really enjoying that. I am now at 73.3%. It's in Pattern Keeper. 37.3%. I can't even read. Okay, we're at 37%, so I need to crack on with that. That's on a piece of 16 count gridded Ada, so liking that. And then on the same piece of 16 count gridded Ada, I've got Happy Mr. Oliver, who is a mybobbin.com pattern. He is a flamingo in a top hat, who I have called Gerard, and I showed him last time, so that's how much I've done on him. I did carry on quite a bit with him. I am now at 36.2% on him, and I'm getting quite close to starting on the pinks, so I'm looking forward to starting on the pinks with him. Yeah, I stopped for a reason. I didn't have the DMC I needed to handle, so there's a reason I stopped stitching on that. I'm just trying to remember. And then I can't remember if I showed you. I probably have. If I have, I'm sorry. My last floss tube, I'd done a bit on the new normal, and I haven't been back to this, but I was working. I have put some, I'll get right up close here. I've put a few bits in here, done the teapot and the teacup and there, and I've just got this tiny bit of this circle to finish, so I really must get on and get that done, of that circle, because I want to get past those. Now, the reason I didn't feel like doing a floss tube yesterday is I didn't feel like I'd done any work this week. I know that sounds crazy, but bear in mind that I did the 24 hours of cross stitch and I did a full blackout on the bingo. Feels like I'd done so much cross stitch that a normal week's cross stitch doesn't feel like anything. I don't know why Robin's in the room next door talking as loudly as he can, because he knows I'm recording. There he goes, back downstairs. So I said in my Stitch With Me that I was going to start the Dreaming Girl Sal, and I did, and he's coming back.
You've not shown anybody this.
I don't want to show anybody that. What is... Oh my god, I don't want dirty hands.
This is saying thank you for...
Oh, is this... I'm showing my cross stitch. I don't want to handle a... What the hell is it?
It's a pulley wheel.
This is a pulley wheel. Robin is saying thank you for purchasing him this pulley wheel. You can have it back. How much does it weigh?
It's 5 kilos.
Oh, God, go away. Did you just take my coffee cup? Take my coffee cup.
Oh.
You are a pest.
Yes.
Go away with your pulley wheel. To those of you who bought Robin's needle thread drops, thank you. I now have a 5, possibly 6 kilo chunk of steel in my living room, which is a pulley wheel, which apparently he really, really, really needed. I despair. Actually, I despair. Anyway, he'll be back with coffee now. He does love dipping into my videos. He doesn't want to do any of his own just yet. But I think as he builds his sawmill onto the back of our shed, small house in the garden, I'm going to film him surreptitiously. So, yeah, I'm going to have a fat Scotsman to deal with. Righto. Here we go. Dreaming Girl Sal. Now, I had this piece that I bought from the Patchwork Rabbit, I think I bought this from. Occasionally she has little scraps, and I showed it when I bought it. I bought it when I bought my pattern, my Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow pattern. It came with that. and I had a feeling it would be absolutely perfect for the Dreaming Girl Sal. This is a piece of 28 count crystal gothic. It's Picture This Plus and it's crystal gothic, and it is as pretty as that. And there is my Dreaming Girl, and I have done all of part 1, and my goodness me, this took me, her hair took me 2 days to stitch, and I didn't stitch on anything else, but that's how long that took me. Now I've completely, there are none of the called for colours. I was going to do the skin. I did have 2 of the skin colours. I pulled the skin colours. I was missing 2. I kind of matched up what I could, and then I thought the darker shaded side of her face was too dark for the pale colours for me. So I found 4 that I thought matched okay together. So there's her skin, and she is my colour, and her hair is the colour I wish my hair was. It's 2 shades of brown. It is that colour. It's not very gingery, but there we go. And she's got 3, she has to be having 3 fish in her hair. Look at these fish, they have to be fish. So she's dreaming of fish in her hair. That took such a long time. There is a mistake down here. I miscounted at this point, so all of this is slightly out, but I assume the motifs going forwards, the motifs are going to be around her. So I'll just, if one's getting too close to something, I'll just space them differently. So this is on this little tiny scrap. This is the piece I got. She had, I think she had 1 piece of this left in stock, and I went, oh, I love it. I wish I could buy a yard of it. I can't get big pieces of Picture This Plus unless I buy it from America or somewhere like that. So this is what I have, and I love it. And she's perfect on it. I picked 3 old anchors from my little foldy outy box to do her jersey in, and I picked colours that I would wear. This is actually quite purple. This is a sort of heathery teal. They're the colours I wear. So there is my part 1 of the Dreaming Girl Sal. Quite a bit of stitching in there. A lot more than I thought there was going to be. I knocked her head and her shoulders out in no time, and then I was like, right, onto the hair. Onto the hair indeed. It took a good time. So that's what I've spent a lot of this week doing, but I absolutely love it. I'm going to put it up and hold it up for ages in the real hope that this is what YouTube picks as my screen grab. Please pick this, YouTube. But isn't she lovely? And the little piece of fabric, I mean, it's just, that is the full-size piece of the scrap that I bought, is just beautiful and perfect for this piece. For me, I love it. I did actually have a piece of the azure. I've got a piece of the azure, and once I dug this out, I was just like, no, this is the piece I had in mind. I said, I think I've got the perfect piece of fabric for it. This is what I was thinking of, and it is perfect. Okay. Shipping trees. As you know, if you've watched my last Flosstube, I had finished shipping trees, and then I needed to backstitch it. And the backstitch consists solely of 823 and 3865. The white and the one of the really nice toned. Ooh, look at this! Look at the light bouncing off that. I've actually got I'm struggling with daylight out there because the sun shines out there. Very weird. Of course, the sun's very low because we're quite far north, so the sun's very low in the sky at this time of year. So it gets straight in the windows every chance it can. I'm surprised the window's so filthy. I'm surprised it can even see through it. It's only when the sun's shining on it I can see how dirty it is. Anyway, that's beside the point. So what I did, knowing that I was going to have a bit of a hassle, I printed out, and you can see which bits of backstitch I've done. I printed out the pattern and I jigsawed it together. And I printed out the black and white copy with the coloured, because on my bobbin.com charts you get 4 versions of it. You get a colour with backstitch, you get a black and white, and you get a black and white with backstitch. So I printed out the black and white with backstitch there, after having worked off the black and white without backstitch to stitch it. So I've done, I think, about 2/3 of the backstitch, and I'd maxed out on it and I had to put it away. So, oh, the turquoises are showing true today. That's the colour it really is. There, look. There's my backstitch so far. Oh, it is, the light is brilliant today. They are turquoises. It's always looked blue, but today it's looking turquoise, and that's the colour it is in my hands right now. So I've done, you can see how much backstitch in the trees there is. I've done about half of the rigging, and I've done all the stars. So you can see like this star here. You can see the backstitch, very bright. You can see the backstitch on the star there, and the rigging. So I have washed it. It's all washed and ironed, and it's absolutely lovely. So there we are. I'm very nearly there. I think one more good go with backstitch. I need a good movie on. I used an old pair of Flora's pyjamas to make myself some protectors. Normally, when I'm working on a Q-snap, I don't protect I don't protect my stitches. I never feel the need to. But because I was putting the Q-snap over quite long, some of the backstitch you can't do each individual stitch because it straddles maybe 6 stitches. So I have been using long stitches. I've just been taking a big deep breath and doing it. If there's a big straight piece, I've been doing about 4 stitches to do a long straight piece rather than doing a really long stitch. And if there's like a piece of the rigging between 2 sails, I'll pick the points where it's touching the crosses on the chart and say, right, I'm going to take my stitch to there, pick it up to there. Even if it's a straight line, I've just been poking them into wherever I can to try and keep the stitches short. But I didn't want it to be a wonky line because I've poked them in every old place. So I'm nearly there on shipping trees. I've done that as well, and I'm nearly there. And then I'll put my DMCs back away, and then I can reuse the bag. And 2 more things. I'm hoping this is going to be quite a short one because some of my floss tubes have been pretty substantial. My fabric came. I'm now looking for the other. My fabric arrived for my big Randall Spangler. This is for my Home is Where the Magic Is. It's a very large piece of 20 count wool warehouse. That's half of it. There's the fold. So it's going to be a very big one. So there's my piece of 20 count for that. I have an order arriving probably tomorrow of 939. I think I've ordered 5 skeins to get me going on this. I need 939 for this one as well. So I'll finish off the 939. I've used all my 939 is gone. I don't have it. I have second skeins of quite a few, but not of 939 for some reason. So I don't think that's my dogs. I think that's somebody else's dogs. I don't think my dogs are out. No, they stand on the back path. So Wool Warehouse emailed me and said, oh, I'm so sorry, when we went to cut your Ada, we only had 116 centimetres left of the 150 you ordered. So I went and recalculated, and I sent back I need 132, the minimum length I need, because from the piece I've cut the 2 pieces for my 2 Randall Spangler Hayes. So I said I need at least 132. She said, oh, I've got that in antique white. So this is antique white as opposed to white. Yeah, antique white is so almost white. And I just emailed back and said, absolutely brilliant, please send it to me. I'll stitch it. I'm full coverage stitching, and anything other than black I can't stitch on black, not a full coverage on black. But so I have antique white, and I'm perfectly happy with that, and I'm just pleased I've got it, because finding extremely large pieces on the bolt, Zweigart base, is pretty hard at the moment. It's pretty hard, hence why I bought it from Wool Warehouse instead of one of the stitching places, because they've only got smaller cuts left, if they've got any left at all. So I started, because I've got a lot of blacks, I started Fireside Dreams, which is a more manageable size. So these are my little tiny 1/1 crosses on 20 count, which I really like. 20 count Ada. I can definitely see it's cross stitch, and I think they look beautiful. And I have done 792 stitches, which is 0.3%. Now this is going to be extreme cross country, all of it. I'm doing all, I think it's 72,000 black stitches first. So they're 51. One of these is 72 and one of these is 51 in the first colour. I'm doing them both extreme cross country. The house, home is where the magic is going to be just 939. I'm going to do the extreme cross country because that's going to give it a huge, that's going to basically give it the framework to put any other colours anywhere on it. Fireside Dreams, because it's only got 11 colours, I'm going to buy all of my black, do all of my black, and then I'm going to buy a big bundle of the next colour and a big bundle of the next colour, and so on until it's done. So this is going to progress. And what I've done, that's one page. That's the page mark. It is in Pattern Keeper, but that's the first page, which is 80 stitches, I think. And I've done all the black in the first 10 block of the 80, and then I've done almost all the black. I got too tired last night. I was motoring along last night. I've done the black to there of the second 10 line of stitches, and I'm going to do that for the first page, and then I'm going to do the black on the second page and keep it. I'm going to try and keep it methodical instead of wobbling around all over the place, because there's pretty much this much black all round, certainly all round the full border of it, because it's black in the outside and it gets lighter towards the pattern in the middle of the more grey colours. So I'm going to do this each 10 block, do the stitches, move on to the next 10 block, which is a very different way for me for doing a full coverage. I'm cutting and changing and chopping and doing my thing. So I've started that one. I will be, when my package comes from Arts and Designs tomorrow, I will be starting this one. As well, I have been consistently working on my Land of the Lost Toys in my bountiful bookshelf. Now I've picked this for my bookshelf challenge for this month. Look how much I've done. I've got a blurry picture of where it was when I started these stitches. It's a really, really blurry picture, but I will pop it in. Hang on. It's blurry because I took the entire piece and I've cropped it down just to be the Land of the Lost Toys, because this is the piece I'm concentrating on. I want this book finished, and then there'll just be the edge of the, because this is the end. This is the edge of the fabric. It's the furthest book. There's the first book, and then we go across, and there's the furthest book, and I've got a little bit done of that one. But Land of the Lost Toys is what I'm concentrating on, because there's not a million colours. It's quite easy to do quite a lot of stitches on it because it's confetti, but it's not very many colours. You can see it's oh, if I can get the light. The light now, see, having good light is weird. Again, there we are. There's some light. You can see it's not a great deal of colours. All this is one shade of this mustard colour. So yeah, the stitches were all over the place. I can't just stitch a whole block, but you get a lot of stitches in the one colour. Except I need, you can see I've got a big gap down here. I've run out of 500 and I have lost the remaining bobbin of 501. I assume to either the floor or Eric. My skein of 501. I've run out of 500 and 501's missing, and those are the two colours I need for that. So as I say, I've got some a few skeins here and there coming from Arts and Designs. Hopefully I ordered them Wednesday night. I ordered them Thursday night, so they should be in process today and I should get them tomorrow because they're brilliant. If you need a DMC super quick in the UK and you don't want to wait 6 days for Lakeside to process, I mean, Lakeside are absolutely brilliant. They're cheaper from Lakeside, but they're not processing because the volume of orders they've got, they're not processing quite as quickly. Arts and Designs, I've never had anything not arrive next day. It's always been turned around very, very quickly. So if you needed just a couple, because our normal outlets are all closed still, if you need something sort of overnightish, Arts and Designs are your best bet. As long as you can get to them before the post goes, you're going to get it next day. They're brilliant. So I should be able to finish off there. So my Bountiful bookshelf at the moment, on the whole piece, I'm at 5.24%. So I've done 5% of the entire piece, which I grant you is not much. Now, have I got it in this one? Right. Now my Bountiful bookshelf, as far as doing my 8,400 stitches that I need for my bookshelf challenge, biggest book, Outlander, I'm currently sitting at about 2,400. So I've more than got enough stitches to finish this book and move on to a different bit for something else. So I've still got a lot of work to put into this. And then I've got stitches to put into my other 2 bookshelf projects as well for the month. So, but I'm really concentrating on the Bountiful bookshelf to try and get this book, My Land of Lost Toys, finished. And then we'll see where I womble on from there. Also, I have been putting in a few stitches here and there on The Best to See You With. Can you see anything on it? The only bit you can see here, I've just been working on putting a few more stitches on here. I still haven't put any grid lines back on it. The colours at the moment are, it's stitching such that I don't need to cross country it because there's an awful lot of stitches in the colours very, very near other stitches already. It's like I'm filling in big chunks at the minute. So yeah, it doesn't look like much yet, but I am carrying on. I am just doing a few stitches here and there, a couple of lengths of thread every now and again, and that one is now at 0.46, so I'm nearly at half of 1%. Not quite at half, but I'm nearly at half of 1%. That is by far and away my biggest project. Full stop. I don't know why my camera keeps rolling over there. It must be the way it's sitting on the tripod. And today, knowing that I was going to be doing a floss tube, I picked up my Shores of Hawk Run Hollow and I have finished filling in the house, the white on the house. So there it is, there's my house. So all I need to do is fill in the roof, the 2 chimneys, the top of this bit of border, and then this lacy pattern that goes in each of the corners, and I have to fill in the water in the bird baths. I haven't done that yet. So this block is nearly done. I might give it a push through and see if I can get this block done. The colour in this lacy corner here is the same colour as the house. Now I found a skein of an anchor variation. I have one strand left and what's on my needle. So I'm really hoping that this is enough to finish the lacy pattern in both corners. I'm hoping that's enough to finish the pattern in the lacy corners. If it's not, and it runs out before I finish off, I'm just going to get the DMC variation that I stitched him in. It's close enough. I'm not buying another skein of anchor, an old anchor variation. I'm not hunting around. I did look in Arts and Designs, it was out of stock. Otherwise I would have one on the way. But I'm hoping I've got enough to finish it, and if I haven't, I'll just pull a strand of this one and finish it off with that. That's kind of how that project's working out. It's bits and bits and out of my randoms bag, and strand of this and a strand of that and half hank of this. I have used nearly a full hank of that anchor just to do that. Just to do that back of that house was huge. So much stitching, but nearly done. That's all the projects I have stitched on this week. That's everything I have in my hands immediately. My little needle threader, they do work really well, by the way. They really do work, which I have put down over there. I'm not going to reach across and grab it at the minute. Is going to Cherie Sayers. So I'll put your name along here, Cherie. If you want to email me with a postal address, I will pop that into the post for you. And similarly, anyone who comments on this floss tube will be, assuming your comment's nice. I haven't had many. I haven't had any, actually. I haven't had, some of the floss tubers are getting horrible comments. I've watched 3 floss tubes now where the floss tubers, who are all absolutely lovely, the rocking stitcher, the lovely beautiful Dutch lady who does the most amazing full coverage, has had real trouble with somebody. Frankly, you just move on. And I think it was Emily C was saying that she was having trouble with people as well. Just walk on by, guys. You know, you don't need to watch us. You know, you don't need to watch us. If you don't like what you see, you move to the next video and you watch somebody that you do want to watch. You know, what you're going to get from me is blather and nonsense, you know, and a lot of talking. But apparently some people are getting some. There's obviously a nasty troll who's engaging with people and being really quite unkind. No, thank you. I won't engage. If I get any of that, I won't engage. I will just block you and delete your comment, because my skin is so thin as it is that frankly I can't deal with any of that. So if I get anything nasty, I'll just block and move on. Frankly, I'll screenshot it and highlight it, but I will block it and delete it after I've screenshot it to show and say, look, no good. Anyway, I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's on. That's not why a lot of us are making floss tubes. We're not doing it for millions of subscribers. There's a lot of us who aren't monetized, won't ever. I mean, I've not got enough subscribers to monetize. If I ever do get enough subscribers to monetize, I will not be monetizing. This is not why I'm doing floss tubes. I'm not here for this. I'm here to show my cross stitch, talk a little blather, and as I've unexpectedly make some friends, which is pretty lovely actually, because that's not something I generally do. So that's why I'm here. We're all different. But if you don't like somebody's floss tube, just skip to the next video. I watch floss tubes and I go, not really my scene, not my style, not my type of person. And I move along the bus. I don't leave a comment. I don't leave a thumbs down. Why would you do that? You don't need to tell people in detail. Anyway, that's me. So I have one thing this week that has brought me joy. I have gone old school. Anybody remember these things? This is an MP3 player. I have never owned one. Now, I'm not Apple. I'm not an Apple family. In the UK, as I've said before, probably more than once, get a step down off my soapbox. Apple products are very, very expensive. And once you're in Apple, you're in. They don't work with anything else. You can't work ordinary apps through. You can't work anything Android, anything Windows, anything like normal computers. Like normal offices don't have Apple computers. If you work for a posh design company, you might have Apple computers, but normal people, they don't. They have HPs, that sort of thing. You know, you have Asus, you have HPs. So a lot of us have not been in the Apple system. So I've always been Google. I've always had an Android phone. I always have had Google, and I had a lot of Google Play music. And Google Play, obviously Google bought YouTube and went, Google Play Music, well, let's get them all subscribed to YouTube. Then we can take money off them every month on their subscribers. thanks YouTube, thanks Google, just cancel my Google Play. I want music. So when I walk the dogs, when I go out on my bike, when I used to go out on my bike a lot, don't now so much because, you know, there's cross stitch now. Why go out in the snow for 30 miles when I can sit on my bum and cross stitch for 3 hours? Much better. So my music it makes me happy. They're all random, peculiar, quirky songs that I like, and over time, over probably all my boys' life, so probably over about 8 years, I've accumulated, I now know, 260 songs, which Google has decided is going to delete from Google for me. Thanks, Google. So I hummed and I hawed and I downloaded YouTube Music and realised that I can't play it with my screen shut, so I can't walk the dogs. Yeah, a lot of people can stream all the time. I live in the middle of flipping nowhere. I don't get a signal. I don't get 4G, 5G everywhere. I only have a tiny data allowance. I can't just stream music all the time, so I've not listened to music for months and months and months since Google Play decided it was turning itself off. Anyway, they sent me an email 3 days ago saying, we're deleting all your Google files on the 24th of February. And then for the first time, I had an option to download my music. It was not there before. Before it was transfer to YouTube Music or death. That was it. It was lose your music or transfer it to... And even then, it's a faff to download it to your... It's not a faff to download it to YouTube Music. It's a faff to listen to it offline. I have to turn my mobile data off to listen to YouTube Music offline, and then I still have to keep the app open, because as soon as I shut the app, because I refuse to pay them every month to let me listen to songs I've already purchased with real money. If I was just streaming them all the time, it wouldn't have minded at all. So we downloaded them onto the big computer downstairs. The files just downloaded, and I was just like so happy. And I purchased, for the grand old price of 30 UK pounds, an MP3 player. I've never owned one. I've always just used my phone. I missed the whole MP3 thing before smartphones. I had CDs. I can now put CDs in here. All my old CDs are on one of my shelves up there. I've got about a third of my CDs. Half of them are in a Pampers box in the loft. Not 2/3 of them are in the loft, because who listens to CDs anymore? The other third of them are on the shelf up there, the ones that I just found lying around the house long after we stopped having a CD player in the house. They've gone on there. I can listen to my music. I can plug it into the car and have my music on in the car. I'll be able to connect to my... it's snowing outside. Again. I'll be able to connect it to my radio at work, which is a DAB digital with a speaker, with a Bluetooth speaker. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I can listen to my music again. That's what's given me joy this week. And it's ridiculous. What a silly thing. So I've stepped back from technology. Google, in their forward thinkingness, have stepped me back in technology to the old MP3 age. My new little gibbet. I like it very much. And I can listen to songs that I bought in good faith. I know I only bought the rights to listen to it, but it's not like I was streaming them. I downloaded them to my phone and I listened to them offline, out on my bike, with my phone in my pocket. You know, your cycling gear, you've got 3 pockets in the backs of your jerseys. You put your phone in a plaggy bag, you put it in there, you put your earphones in. Not all of us can stream constantly. I will get off my soapbox. That gave me joy this week. It really did. And it solved a problem. I'm now trying to convince Maddie to download her nearly 500 songs. She has started using YouTube Music. She's still not subscribed. But I'm trying to convince her to download her, and then I'll buy her a little gibbet and she can step back into the land before she was born as well. That's me done. I'm hoping this isn't going to be an hour. I don't think I've been sitting here for an hour. My toes have gone numb because I'm kneeling up. Oh, I'm not done. I always say, I'm done. Woohoo! I'm not done. This week I will be... There's my roll of wallpaper. You can see I run on a colour theme. Whoa! This roll of wallpaper is going on this wall to cover up this ghastly mess. Pictures going on the opposite wall. I have a space perfectly for it. The wall over there is more teal. That wall's more teal, so it'll look just as good up there, and I'll be able to see it because I can never see it up here behind me. And I need to just take all the corner books off, all because the whole room is bookshelved. You've seen sometimes when I put up a little clip of Eric, there's shelves right round. I love a high shelf. I love a shelf round the top part of a room. I've got them in the kitchen. I've got them in my bedroom. The boys' room next door's got a high shelf round it as well. Maddie's room's got a high shelf round it. It's just something I really like, is having a high shelf to put. Well, mine's mostly books and baby things and CDs and old phone boxes and an old camera box. And my Hermes scarf is in its box up there as well, which is the only expensive thing I own that I have not eBayed. Don't know why I never eBayed it. I don't even like it very much. It was bought for me, I didn't choose it. And I wouldn't have picked it. You know when you wouldn't have picked it? Of all the beautiful Hermes scarves in the world, I wouldn't have picked that one. But I haven't sold it. Anyway, here is my wallpaper. It looks like worn out old bits of metal, I think. I like it. It looks scubby and rusty and old, and I think it's going to look really good here with pictures up in front of it. I'm planning on having a row of picture hanging hooks that I can change out my pictures. When I actually fully finish some things, I'll be able to put them up, and then when the season changes, I can put my Christmassy ones up at Christmas, like, you know, like people do. Oh, but ding, that's my Facebook. Righto, guys. So I'm gonna try. Trouble is, because my room's so full of stuff, I have to clear that end of the bed, which is where the banana box is. Still, you've seen in one of my other little clips at the end, you've seen the banana box. That's on stuff. So I've got to clear the end of the bed of stuff, so that I can move the bed forwards enough to get in to wallpaper the wall. Because I won't just do this little square, I will do the whole wall. So, and I'm looking at the piece of old dresser that I might put up on the wall. I was going to put it up over there, but I think it needs to be in the middle above the bed, because the bed's never going to move from where it is, because it's really the only place in the room. It's sort of centrally in the room, so it's where it is. So if I put that above there, we'll see. We'll see. Some little shelves would be nice to have. So I love shelves. I don't like cupboards. I like shelves. Enough. Sorry if you're new and you're just thinking, what is she talking about now? This is not... I forgot to say, I won a giveaway. I don't comment on people's videos very often at all. I don't reply to the comments as much as I should, even on my own Flosstubes, let alone comment on other people's Flosstubes. Mostly because I watch Flosstube on my big telly, on my Fire Stick, and if I want to comment, I've got to very deliberately go into my phone, open YouTube on my phone, find the video and comment on it. So it's quite if I do comment on a video, I've done it very, very deliberately, and I don't often think it's my place to do it. And then, yes, I ask you all to comment so that you can win something. Oh, I've not shown you anything yet. I'll find something in a minute. See, I said I'm done and I'm not done. I've forgotten what I was saying. Oh, my giveaway. Yes. So I commented on, I'm doing the, it's over there, the temperature bookshelf from Christy at Christy's Corner. And she had done a new pattern to go with it, an add-on pattern of the Knick Knack expansion pack, because there's little spaces on the bookshelf where you put little bits and pieces. So I commented on her video very deliberately and I won it. So I got a download of her Knick Knack expansion pack, which I am thrilled to pieces with. And I have not printed out the front cover. I will print out the front cover of it, but if you're doing the bookshelf, go and have a look at the Knick Knack pack, because it's really good. Some of them I'm definitely going to, there is a gorgeous little dragon. I've got a cat and a dragon, and I'm going to put them sitting on the shelf. One sitting at the top and one sitting on the shelf. And I really like, there's a ship, hello, I do ships. I'll put the ship in, and there's also a snow globe. So he's going on my December shelf, the little snow globe guy. But they're a whole pile of little useful motifs, and I like little useful motifs because they're always fun to use for all sorts of things. So thank you, Chrissy, very, very much for that. I will make very good use of your little pattern, and I will show it when I print it out and I start putting it into my bookshelf, which I need to catch up on because I've been doing a lot of other bits and pieces. Anyway, roll on the next piece of Dreaming Girl coming out. Oh, the light, I'm sorry. So sunny. It's lovely that it's sunny. There she is again. Please, YouTube, pick that as my screen grab. Right, guys, I really am done now. This probably is now an hour long. I will see you. You're going to do a stitch with me? Going to do a stitch with me. Don't know what I'm going to do the stitch with me on yet, but I'm going to do a stitch with me, and I'll upload that back end of the weekend probably, because it's already Friday today. Right, guys, I will see you very soon. Thank you so much for watching. I've still not shown you something to give away. 20 seconds. Oh, right, this is the first one my hand found. Oh, can't see it for anything. There we go. One of my little dragon guys. He's got a nice resin coating on. I make him nice and shiny. He is clear. There you are, you can see he's quite clear, but with colour in him. It's translucent, but with some colour in him. So very hard to show him, but he hasn't even got a magnet on the back of him yet. That's his eyeball. I will put a magnet on the back of that, and that will be my giveaway. So again, if you comment on my video, gosh, my feet are numb. I've been kneeling up the whole time. Ow! I will put a magnet on the back of that. I've got a whole pile of them to put magnets on, so I'll do that. I'll get that done, and that'll be my little giveaway for the next video. And hopefully, I'm going to get my wallpaper. All you can see is bright light now for the first time ever. Most of my other videos I'm sitting in the dark. Certainly my Flossmasses I was sitting in the dark. Anyway, guys, I am really done. I will do a stitch with me at some point in the weekend, and I will see you later. Bye bye for now. Bye bye. What are you doing, Eric? Oh, it's dirty, needs grooming. Does she need grooming, does she? She mucky. Does she need to? Oh, you need to wash your hair.
Mine. Yeah, you ain't going anywhere.
See, your fans each other.
You ain't going anywhere. Oh no.
I'll sort your ponytail out. It's disgusting. He's just looking your hair now.
That was my face.
Oh, fix her up, Eric. She's disgusting. Fix her up.
I'm going to remake my cowl. So I remember you guys saw it. I love the coloring. It doesn't fit because
Oh.